Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to one of my little podcast videos. I appreciate you listening in. The topic of this video is going to be what got me into making custom action figures and what was my first custom action figure. And I also want to show some of the art that you guys sent in. I mentioned in my last podcast video, and I also mentioned in my social media that if I inspire you to make a custom action figure, please send it in because I would like to include it on this video. And my apologies if you send in a custom action figure and you don't see it in this video. It's because when I went to go check the messages again, I guess it got kind of like refreshed and all the messages were gone, only for like the most recent ones. So again, my apologies if you do not see your custom in this video. Send them again, please, and I'll screenshot them and I'll include them in the next podcast video, maybe like towards the beginning or at the end. So yeah, just go ahead and send them in again. So my first custom action figure, I want to say it was back in 2011 or 2012. I'm not 100% sure. The funny thing is, it wasn't really a custom per se. Well, I mean, then again, a custom is kind of debatable. Like, if you make a slight modification to a custom to a figure or a toy, whatever, it can kind of count as a custom, I guess. But some people will argue and be like, "Oh no, you have to like make it look different. You have to mold them or do something, do this and that." But yeah, but whatever. I'm getting sidetracked here. But when I first made this custom action figure, the only thing I did is I repainted him with Sharpie. That's right. I did not use any type of paints. My first two original custom action figures, I used Sharpie. Black Sharpie to be exact, and silver Sharpie. And I can already hear you guys saying in your head, "Oh my god, you idiot!" Because if anybody has done that, painting a toy with Sharpie, let me just tell you that it does not end well. Because it kind of like never dries. Like it'll kind of get dry, but like if you hold the figure in your hand, like and you let go of it, you'll see like some imprints in your hand of the Sharpie. So in case you guys want to get into custom action figures, let me save you a lot of time and do not use Sharpies. For the love of God, do not use Sharpies. So anyways, let me show you the first custom action figure I have ever made. I'll post a picture on the screen. This is a character from Voltron. So basically, I just grabbed one of the pilots from the 80s Voltron figure line, and I painted him black because there was a pilot in the show that had the black colors. In the show, he died, but in the American version, they didn't say that. They just said that he got hurt and he went to go, heal at his home planet, whatever. I don't remember the exact story, but so anyways, he had black colors, so I painted him black. His name was Sven. That's why I wanted to make him, because that way he can go along with the rest of the pilots. And my second custom was this Ninja Turtle. I kind of made a little backstory for him. He's kind of like the long lost brother of the four Ninja Turtles, but he's evil. He had a Renaissance name. I just forgot who did I name him after, because all the Ninja Turtles are named after Renaissance artist, and I picked another Renaissance artist for this evil Ninja Turtle, but I forgot. But so yeah, I made a little backstory. Again, I used Sharpie, colored it in, and I used silver Sharpie as well for like to make little veins or like lining type effects. Actually, I might still have the custom of that, but I think I lost the hat. The hat is lost, the sword is lost. If I find it, I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around my house. But if I find it, I'll post a picture on my next podcast video. It doesn't look pretty now. It's all in rough shape, I bet. So these next customs, he doesn't have an Instagram, or well, to my knowledge, he doesn't have an Instagram or a Twitter or anything, so I can't really plug in. He sent them through Facebook, through his personal account. I won't give his full name. I'll just call him Mr. Soria. My apologies if I mispronounced that. He made some really cool Sonic customs. He has messaged me saying that, you know, I inspire him throughout the years that he's been seeing me, and I'm really happy that, you know, when you guys send me messages like that, it really makes my day. Like sending me messages saying that, like, I've been watching you for years, or like, hey Jesse, you know, you inspire me to make this. It's a really nice feeling. But anyways, Mr. Soria made some really cool Sonic customs. For a second there, I was like, man, did he rip off like Wake Angel or something? Like, did he just go grab his stuff from his DeviantArt or something? Because they were that good. I'm like, wow, this guy knows how to make customs, and if he keeps at it, you know, he's gonna be pretty good one day. But yeah, as you can see, I'll post some pictures on the screen. They look pretty cool. He's also made Super Saiyan Blue Mario and Super Saiyan Mario. So yeah, that's some talent right there. These following customs come from Wario Party _64. This is another customizer that reached out to me a while back and told me that I inspired them to make all these customs. And again, I felt very honored. Wario Party also made this really cool hipster Bowser. I originally wanted to make this, but I decided not to. I didn't want to, you know, use one of my Bowsers to make this. Which that leads me to another custom that I'm going to be doing in the future, but I'll mention that towards the end of the video, because this time is for you guys to shine. So yeah, Wario Party, continue doing your work. It's I really find it really amazing. So keep at it. This other custom comes from Kale's Custom Toys from Instagram. They told me that they got inspired with my custom, so they made a Peach doll, which looks really amazing. I really like how it turned out. These following customs come from Cohen W07. I'm not sure how to say that, but they made this Ness and Captain Falcon. I really like that Ness. He's pretty cool looking. This other custom came from Co and Co Creations. That's a pretty cool little Ivysaur. These following customs come from Rico Gamer 80. He has made several of these little Kirby figures, and they look amazing. They look like, from what I can tell from the picture, it looks very soft. They kind of look like little plushies. I like the paint job, and it looks like you can kind of eat them too. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm probably hungry or something. This last custom comes from Nate MLG Gamer 44. He made this pretty cool Womp, or is that what they're called? I forgot, but he made this pretty cool little custom. Definitely dig the details on it. But yeah, guys, again, my apologies if you send me in a custom and it wasn't featured in this video. Again, I tried to go back to the messages and it got erased. I guess it was like I can only see the most recent messages. Or I guess some of you guys send it in a keep the picture temporary on the chat, and then just the picture got erased. So my apologies. So again, if you send me a custom, please resend them, and I'll screenshot them this time. Like for example, I'm pretty sure Def_Monkey Official sent me something on Instagram, but I can't see any of the older messages. So if you wanna see his Instagram, just check it out. He has a lot of cool little customs. He also just posts pictures of toys and stuff like that. So check him out. And about my next custom, I'm going to be making Dr. Bowser, because apparently that's a thing now. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to making this custom. I haven't started yet. One of my followers on Instagram suggested for me to make this, and I said okay, because I have no ideas to make customs at this time. So I was running out of ideas. So I'm glad that he suggested that. If you have any other comments of any suggestions of what customs I should make, let me know in the comments. I know somebody just suggested to make a Banjo and Kazooie figure. I might do that. Oh, and here's an impromptu topic. I just got a new banner. Well, I didn't get it. I made it myself. I made it in Photoshop. It kind of resembles the old banner that I had, but this time I changed up the icons on the banner. I think some of the new logos are, I want to say that Overwatch logo, because I do enjoy playing Overwatch from time to time. I hardly get to play it, but I still really love playing that game. I think that Mario hat, it's a new logo that I put on my banner. It wasn't there last time. The Nintendo Switch logo wasn't there last time. And another symbol that wasn't there last time, I want to say it was the 64 controller. I don't think it was there last time. And also, I put that little podcast symbol on there because I want to keep making these type of videos. So my channel's gonna be. That's why, like, if you see the two logos beside me on each side, they're bigger than the rest. That's because my channel's gonna be focusing on those two topics. Like it's gonna be focusing on custom action figures and podcast videos. Since I'm talking about my banner, I might as well explain the other symbols on my banner. Like that Pokeball represents, my love for Pokemon. Even though I did drift it away from it, like back like in the Ruby and Sapphire. That's kind of like when I stopped playing. But well, not that I stopped playing, but it's just when I really stopped enjoying the Pokemon series, and then I moved on to other things. But again, my love was always there, and I sometimes like I played a little bit of X and Y and um, Diamond and Pearl, but I was never really into them as previous generations. And the 64 controller represents my favorite console because that was my first console, and having that as a kid, it was the greatest thing in the world. Back when I was a kid, I was our family was kind of poor. We were living maybe like 4 or 5 people in a 1 bedroom apartment. It was very cramped, and we always ate the same thing every day, like eggs and beans, like regular in a regular Mexican household. Um, and for my parents to give me something like this, well, first of all, they gave it to me for Christmas, so it's not like they uh, got it for me one day, like, oh, here's your 64. I guess they saved up for a long time. They put it on layaway, and they did their payments and stuff like that. Uh, so yeah, like every Christmas, my parents they made a miracle. They always gave us cool stuff, even though we didn't really have much money. So that's why I always appreciated my 64 as a kid, because it was a special thing. And my first game I ever had on the 64 was Mario 64, of course. That's why I love that game so much. And the Triforce represent, of course, Zelda. I always appreciated those games, even though as a kid, like I remember playing Ocarina of Time. I could not figure out what to do, but I enjoy riding Epona. The cross represents my religion, which I'm a Catholic. I'm not super religious. I respect other religions. If you're like, for example, if you believe in, I don't know, if you're Jewish or something, I totally respect your religion. I won't think it's like, I won't say your religion is wrong. Like it's, you have the right to believe what you want. As long I respect your religion, just respect mine. I'm never the type to, you know, try to convert people, if that makes any sense. Like I'm not trying to bring people into my side. It's just, just be respectful. That's all I say. The Spider-Man logo pretty much represents Marvel because uh, I'm pretty sure Spider-Man is still kind of considered like the face of Marvel. I know back then he kind of was. So even though I do love Spider-Man, he's not my favorite Marvel hero. My favorite Marvel hero is Daredevil ever since I was a kid. The only reason that I love Daredevil is because he's Catholic, just like me. Just because of that little fact, I always thought as a kid that was pretty cool. Like I can kind of relate to that um, to me back when I was a kid. The puzzle piece represents Banjo Kazooie because I always enjoyed playing those games as a kid. And the podcast symbol again that represents me trying to do more, videos like this. The art palette is representing art, which it falls under the category of sculpting, painting, and stuff like that. So again, my channel is gonna be mostly about that, like my art stuff. Super Smash Brothers. I've been playing Super Smash Brothers since day one, pretty much. Like I remember the commercials on TV. Funny story. When Smash Brothers came out on release day, my mom she took me to a store for we can go pick up that game. And again, we were saving up for a long time. Well, especially me. I was like trying to save my like $5 allowance that I got like every 2 weeks or something. um, so yeah, I saved up, and my mom helped me pitch in for the rest. So we went to a store. I believe it was Walmart. We went to a store. We were gonna buy Smash Brothers, but guess what I saw? I saw a Rugrats game on the 64. And as a kid, I was like, I love Rugrats. That's like one of my favorite cartoons. Let me pick up this game instead. Oh boy. I got home, I played it, and holy crap, this was boring. Not don't take offense if you enjoy this game, but man, me personally back then, I did not understand what to do. I was not happy, and I was kind of like sad and kind of crying that I bought a lame game. So what we did is we went back to Walmart and we returned the game and we got Smash Brothers. That story always stuck around my head. Like it's been with me for a long time. So literally, I've been playing Smash Brothers since day one. The Switch logo represents, it's the most modern Nintendo console, and I do enjoy it. It's like one of my favorite consoles so far from Nintendo. I mean, pretty much since like the GameCube or Wii era. Mario represents, basically, he's the face of Nintendo. So, and I do make a lot of Mario custom, so that's why I wanted to put that Mario cap on there. And the YouTube logo doesn't really makes much sense, I guess. I'm not sure because you're already on YouTube, so I don't know. I might switch it up to maybe put the state that I'm in, like Texas, put the Texas state logo on there. I also have love for PlayStation. I don't really mention it a lot, but I did grow up playing games like Parappa and so many other games. There was a time that I call this the dark time of my Nintendo fandom. I remember when I was a kid. This is when I was a little bit older now. Like we skipped on the PS1 because we didn't have much money again, and and my cousin had a PS1, so I went over to his house and played a lot of his PlayStation 1 games and stuff like that. So we started saving up for a PlayStation 1. So we saved up for a long time. But then the PlayStation 2 was going to come out. So we decided not to. Since we already have this money saved up for a PS1, we might as well buy a PS2. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I bought... Why didn't buy it? My parents bought the PS2 at Best Buy, if I'm not mistaken. And at the time... when the PS2 came out, the GameCube was already out, I believe. The PS2 was there, and the GameCube was there too. So I wanted to save my parents money to begin with, because again, we didn't have a lot of money. So I was thinking about my parents, and I told my parents, this is how wise I was back then when I was a kid. I told my parents, let's get the GameCube, because the GameCube is $150. And the PlayStation is $200 to $250. I don't remember exactly. And I was just thinking about my parents. And my parents told me, no, like, well, we saved up this long, and we're gonna get you that PS2. So I went with a PS2, and then my cousin went with a GameCube, and I'll go over to his house to play his GameCube. And then I love the GameCube so much. Then here we go again. We're going to save up to buy a GameCube. Which luckily the GameCubes, I guess there weren't a lot. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe back then, it was more expensive for us. But at this moment, I don't think like $100 or $150 for a GameCube isn't that much. But yeah, anyways, those were my dark days, when I kind of picked a PlayStation product over Nintendo. Uh, that's kind of like my dark secret. But yeah, guys. What else? This is pretty much it. I think I cover all the topics of what I wanted to talk about. I guess the other thing I should mention is not really a big deal, but I bought a Dragon Quest figure for my Super Smash Bros. Display. It kind of looks like a Figma figure or an SH Figure Arts figure, uh, but I hear from the reviews it's not as quite as good as a Figma. But I'm still looking forward to it, for I can put it in my display. But yeah, guys, thanks for listening in. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, this video is not too long. Which, I mean, by the way, podcast videos are supposed to be long. Um, when I make my previous podcast videos are super short, so they're not. I don't think they're technically called a. It's not considered a podcast, but I'm gonna try to make them longer. That way, it can be kind of considered one, I guess. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening in, and I'll catch you next time.